Oh, welcome to Jazz After Dark. On location, by the way, here in the studios tonight. I just was making some videos. I was getting caught up. I've been sick lately, so I've been catching up on everything that I've been behind on. But I feel good enough. I'll tell you what I'll be joining you with tonight. Here's a little drink. This is a show, by the way, where we just hang out. We're just going over something new, usually a little more in depth, asking questions we don't normally get to dive into on the shorter videos. This is Clyde May's Alabama-style whiskey. I've never had it. I've had Clyde May's before, but I've never had this. I would say the label is actually spot on, right? See how it's like honey, vanilla kind of color? That's what you get. You get a little bit of that raw honey kind of a flavor in there. It's not bad. I'd recommend that. You won't be disappointed, but grab a drink, hang out with me. It could be Gatorade. We're cool, right? It could be whatever you want. Look, I wake up and I do planning and we do investments, and then I go to sleep and I wake up and I do it all over again. Well, I've noticed that there's patterns. There's things that I just never cover with people. And I'm like, am I wrong? Should I be focused on that? One in particular is for younger people using traditional IRAs. I'm starting to think this is just not something we need to mess with. But I want to prove it because the money's got to go somewhere. So let's pretend that an IRA or a Roth IRA, actually me and Eric will cover the Roth IRA side of this on our little podcast thing that we do. So that'll come up on Friday. But let's pretend for a moment that you have an IRA or a brokerage account. Your choice is to put money in either. Why do you say that, right? Maybe someone says, I want to use the IRA for tax advantages, but if I don't have to use any type of retirement account, I want the money to be mine, liquid, so that I can use it. Maybe I oversave and then I do something special with it that is not retirement. We're going to go down that avenue here for just a second. So let me just kind of tell you about this guy here. This is Charlie Parker. Right? You know Charlie Parker, don't you? This is basically his life. He's 28 years old. Right now, it's just Charlie. I know. His life's going to change. There's going to be other Parkers. There's going to be baby Parkers. There may be doggy Parkers. I don't know. Right now, I got to go with what Charlie's telling me. He's got checking, doing pretty good. A little extra money in his checking account there. That's beyond his normal savings. So some of that could be considered savings. He's doing all right there. His expenses are pretty low. He's got an IRA and a brokerage account. I want you to notice that they're the same amount. I did that part on purpose. I don't know what's about to happen, but I did this part on purpose. These have the same investments, right? They have our aggressive stock fund and a little bit in the dividend fund. Each one of them are the same. Now, I did that because I want the growth rate to be the same. See how the numbers are the same? So no trickery going on there. Now, he's got a little house he just got started with there, a little bit of debt from the mortgage, and then a little credit card, right? So savings-wise, here's what we're going to do. Here's his money, and here's what he's putting away. Notice, no money in a 401k. I just want to see apples to apples. I don't want anything else getting in the way. We've got no money going into the taxable brokerage account. We're going to pretend that currently he's putting money in a traditional IRA, $7,000, and then raising it as the limits go up. Now, I'm doing it this way because I'm going to come over here, and again, I really don't know what's going to happen in there. Okay, I'm not worried about the probability of success at the moment because we haven't done any other planning with Charlie. We're just saying, right now, you are putting $7,000 away, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, this is currently what's happening. He is saving the $7,000. Now, let's just pretend that he does not. And instead, he puts that money in a taxable account. We're going to go a couple different directions here. I don't know that this is going to do much, but let's hit refresh and see what the difference is. That doesn't seem right. Okay, well, let's take a look. So right away, we find greater success and we have more money when he passes away. Let me make sure this is accurate. I don't want to steer you wrong. So we'll go to the summary. We're going to look at his current plan. I'm interested in taxes because the traditional IRA, they're both going to grow the same as the brokerage account. They have the same investments. So I want to see the taxes. So here we go. We got tax payments each year. He makes 85 this year. We're moving along. Everything's fine. Here's his contributions. See how they go up as the limits go up. All right, no problem. He's going to retire. I think we said 65. Yeah. So there we go. So at 65, with his traditional IRA only contributions, he'll have no tax in the first little bit here, and that's just because he's got a little extra cash built up in his savings. So that'll get him through a couple years. But as he needs now money to take out a reasonable amount of money, it has to come from his IRA. That's the only account he has. Look, his taxes go back to normal. All right, so we've got taxes the rest of his life. That's fine. All right, let's go over to our proposal and see why there's such a big difference. So now we're saying no IRA, only brokerage account, okay? So it's going to be the $7,000, but we may put in more, we may put in less. I don't know. It's going to be that same amount. We've got our tax payments staying the same. All is good there. No problems. Oh, look at this. So now at 65, why does he have taxes? This is a brokerage account. We're factoring in capital gains. In fact, let's pick 2061. Let's look at his tax filing here real quick. So we're going to go 2061 in the proposed plan. And what do we got? So we got some dividends. Oh, okay, because his brokerage account is so large. Qualified and ordinary dividends. We've got capital gains. Ouch, right in here. That's a big deal, right? From taking out money. His total tax dues, $2,000. It's at the bottom, $2,973. All right, I want to try something else, though. You're no dummy, right? You're hanging out with me. You know what the deal is here. We don't necessarily have to worry about these taxes. Could we not withdraw from this account as it gets bigger? Not in the beginning. I totally get that. But we're not withdrawing now. We're young. When we go to withdraw, if we created a diverse enough portfolio, could we not have some tax loss harvesting in there to where we could withdraw our money? I do it with people right now, so I'm not just proposing this. This is possible. Withdraw our money, and even though our account went up, we show the government that we lost money legally. I'm not playing games. Right? So could we do that? Well, yes, absolutely. We can do that because as the bigger the account gets, we go more and more diverse, right? Think about like, instead of buying the S&P 500, we make the S&P 500 over time. This is not going to happen right away. So I got an idea. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Back to the slides. I'm going to run in here and I'm going to say, hypothetically, tax assumption. I'm going to assume that throughout his life, I'm going to put just a big number here. I'm going to go, $10 million. And this is, I'm not trying to make this up. This is what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get the software to account for a $3,000 capital loss each year. That's all. So if I put a big number, then there's no chance that he outlives $10 million worth capital losses. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not playing games. All right. If this worked, we should be able to go, no, I'm sorry. We should go back to his tax here and we should be able to see, we'll pick 2061, was it? We'll go back there. Oh, okay, good. So first year retirement, see now he's got a $3,000 capital loss. It doesn't waive his right to maybe have other taxes or anything, or not his right, but his duty to pay these taxes. But we have a carry forward. So we're going to bing that account each year for $3,000. Now, before somebody says something, remember that these could be carry forwards. Not every year will allow for a $3,000 capital loss in terms of harvesting that loss. But it could be that 1 year allowed for $9,000, 1 year allowed for nothing, the next year allowed for $3,000. So, so we're building up this carry forward, if you're familiar with that. So now all I was trying to do was make the system do that. So I should be able to just pick any year, 2068, yes, provided that it's still $3,000 all through his life. We've got $3,000. Beautiful. So it's perfect. It's staying right in place. 2083, he's an old man now having a great time. So now let's go look at the cash flows. And don't look at that yet. All right, so proposed plan, we're paying our taxes while we're working. Get it? I totally get that. We're earned income workers. Hey, now we're able to reduce the tax to nothing. And I haven't done anything else yet. This is very basic. Please, just don't think I'm like making weirdness here. So what we have is no tax due. But look, he had an IRA. We're RMD age now, but it's so small. He just has to take a little bit out. It's not enough to cause him a tax ever in his life. So we got to keep the IRA. Maybe we convert it at some point, but now we have no tax. So if we go back to sort of the basic Monte Carlo here, now to compare him, Charlie Parker, 28 years old, should you put your money in a brokerage account? Whoa, that's such a weird thing to say. Or should you put your money in a traditional IRA? Nah, man, skip the IRA, right? In this case, you think about the wins that you get there. So you don't have your money in an IRA. You're not deferring taxes, right? We're going to find a way around the taxes in the future, but also you can have your money whenever you want because look what happened. Old Charlie's over here saving. And granted, this is not a successful plan. We have more work to do with Charlie. This is not going to cut it. But he's going to end up with more money than he needs if everything goes perfectly. That's not going to happen. So please don't think we can just ride with this sort of plan and be on our way. We've got improvements to do. But he's got more money than he thought, which means he's saving a little bit more than he probably should save, provided I can pull some other levers here and help him out. which means if I'm saving too much and my account grows, I have some good years in there. Granted, we're just, regular growth here. So if we have some good years, could I not take some of that money out and then go do something else with it? Build my wealth in a different way. Supplement my retirement with a side business, some small real estate, participating in a REIT. I don't know, dividend stocks. We could do some other stuff. Don't do that. That would throw it off. But you get what I'm saying. So don't just, I think the point of the story is like, I'm realizing that there are patterns here. And you might have already known the answer to this. Actually, on Friday, I'll do this with Eric, but we're going to do the Roth IRA instead. Could this beat a Roth IRA for just this person? I think it will. I don't know yet, but Eric thinks I'm stupid for doing this, and he should, because it shouldn't work, right? We shouldn't be able to do this. Again, there's a couple variables that I know I'm taking a little bit of liberty with here, but I'm just throwing out ideas. Never, ever, ever just take the one thing you were always told you were supposed to do and do it. Question it. Not angrily, not combative, right? You just go, how are you so sure that I'm supposed to do that? Right? I love that. I just think that's so cool. Anyways, I'm going to leave this like this because as I get your comments, we can add in more stuff. What did I forget? Should we assume that in 5 years, Charlie gets married? Should we assume he's filing jointly then? Right? There's so many directions we can go with this. Should we assume his growth rate is not as good, which means he would pay less taxes in his IRA, which means maybe it catches up with the brokerage account? Should we assume a smaller loss carry forward? What's the break even there? I'm just thinking out loud as I talk here. Anyways, man, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a different way of looking at it. Not suitable for everybody. I know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, right? All right. See ya.